Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Jez7780, and I'm back with a What Grinds My Gears episode 44. This is a two for this week. We can do better. My Game Awards impressions and how Epic kicked Play Anywhere, and my impression on Smash. I played it a little bit. I was traveling, still freezing, so I'm sitting here next to my space heater. So maybe I could get riled up enough to heat my own area rather than using the space heater. We'll see. Maybe it's going to be too hot in here, but it'll not be too much. But I'm just going to go just a high level and, basically just go through some of the stuff that we got going on here that we had with the Game Awards. And, I thought my first thing about the Game Awards was that they were very long. I think they were a little too long. And they kind of drawn out in the middle and stuff like that. But overall, I had to say, Keely's doing a damn good job as making games, bigger than what they are. I know he's trying to chase after Grammys and other award shows. And I think they tried the whole thing back on Spike TV when they were trying to do the whole like edgy and this other type of game show where there was just kind of off the cuff things and things like that. I think maybe that they tried to do they're trying to be a little more formal. I know he has his orchestra and the Game Awards orchestra and shit like that, but I think he's doing a good job compared to what it was. Like, I think the first year or whatever like that, he was doing a Joe McHale like in some like backstage kind of weird little setup thing that they had going on. So I do think that it's definitely getting bigger, and as you see, he's getting bigger and bigger announcements, and knows that. I think that is a really cool recipe of having those kind of game announcements embedded with the awards. I think that is a cool little niche thing that you could have in this award show where they show new game announcements. It's almost like not on the level of an E3, but of that type of caliber of just having some cool game announcements. I do think that is a cool way, a cool format, and it's something to look forward to. And I just think hopefully it gets bigger and bigger, and we get some people start holding off and waiting to drop some big news at those Game Awards. And then eventually, we do, we have more game announcements. But overall, I think it was too long, but I do think that it was a good show. I thought it was pretty good in the beginning. I think he did some stuff in the pre-show, which was kind of funny. On the pre-show announcing some games and doing some awards in the pre-show, but he should do a little bit more of the indie things there, I think, than in the than actually at the show itself, because it did drag on a little bit. I'm not a huge fan. I know the music and the orchestra and the symphony playing the games and the soundtracks and things like that. I understand that there is a like for that because there is the video games live, and there's some people that like hearing that music and soundtracks and different renditions of it. So I do understand that kind of, the reason why it's in there. I think what they should do is just probably take the Game of the Year nominees and do kind of what they do at the Grammys, where they basically would play a song from each of those and as throughout the night, or nominate best orchestra or best sound or best music, and then have those nominees just have their song played or performed. I do think performing, if there's I think they did it last year with Odyssey or something like that. But I do think that with the if they're gonna have a category with orchestra or soundtrack, I think they do have something like that with sound. Make those nominees. Just play those, but stop this random shit like, oh, I like this murder music that he played like halfway through. No, thank you. I don't know about this murder music unless I remember he did the Doom soundtrack and everyone was like, this is great. Not for me. But anyway, I think that it was good. Because speaking about the games that won, I do think that the way they kind of like had the awards, I do think they need to kind of do And I think the game direction, that award was kind of confusing because I know God of War won that one. The game direction, I think, is more of like analogous to director of the year or something like that. Like the game direct, like the direction of the game, or like I'm just kind of confused with the game direction. I think that kind of means more of like a director, because like director of the year award, thing like that. But I think they did stop the studio of the year. I didn't remember seeing that where they had a studio of the year, because I remember Nintendo won that one year. But otherwise, like, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? What's up, Prince? How you doing, man? Yeah, I know it's kind of weird. It's a Friday night. I know people are probably out. Christmas parties, weekends are busy. So I just wanted to get my thoughts out here, get them on here. I didn't expect a huge live audience today because I know it's a Friday night and this was just ad hoc, but just some shit came up and I wanted to definitely address it. So it's here in the archives if you want to, ever hear just a Jez rant or whatever grinds my gears. I just record my thoughts and, it's here. It's living here on my YouTube channel. But if you can make it live, share it out. Thank you very much. I interact with the chat a lot. So, you guys keep me going here. But otherwise, so just overall, overall impressions of Game Awards, I thought they were very good. I thought he did do a good job with making it more legitimized and making it bigger than what it is, the spectacle. A little too long. They got to tone it down a little bit. I know they have people flying from Japan and all these different places. So maybe they got to kind of put on a show, and not just say, hey, it's an hour show. Thank you. Your flight from Japan was longer than this. So go back. Have some sort of like, here's some hors d'oeuvres. Hey, to see you later. So I think he has to put on somewhat of a show. But anyway, back to the awards. So the biggest ones, the Red Dead was winning a lot of them. And then, it was like, oh shit, God of War, is it gonna win? I'm like, there's no way that God of War is my game of the year. Like when I played that game, I was like, damn. Houston likes that. He likes my title. Oh, we'll get into that because that's the fun stuff. But yeah, let's say about the God of War. Yeah, like God of War winning, like that was my game of the year. Like when I played that game, it was absolutely amazing. Like that basically, that's the game I was playing that, and I was like, I looked at my at my Xbox with the side eye. I'm like, oh, what we got over here? Are we ever gonna get something like this? Like that game was just absolutely amazing. Like it was, the gameplay matched up with the story, the graphics, the lore. It was just, it was well paced, and the enemy variations, and even if it was maybe a same enemy type with different variations, like I don't care about that. Like as long as it goes along with the story and just it was one of those games where, when you look at an Assassin's Creed, and when you look at a game that just throws everything but the kitchen sink at you, and then you look at a game that says, hey, you got two weapons. You got two weapons. You got an ability here without hands. Just that's it. And the balance of that stuff was just the amazing thing. It was simplistic. It was a simple task. The game was simple, but felt like something amazing. And that's where I felt. I was like, this just shows focus. Focus. Make the game to tell the story. Don't say, well, we got 20 weapons in here. We got thousands of different variations of those weapons. No, it was simple and it worked. And I think minimalistic, and it didn't appear that way. It wasn't Sea of Thieves minimalistic, but the game itself was something to show that if you focus and just focus on the details and focus on the game and gameplay, and they always said it was back in Halo, that 30-second gameplay loop. That's it. You didn't have to have some sort of forced horde mode like Poop Train says. Gears of War 4 was a victim of that. It had like this forced horde mode just to kind of prolong it, and it's just like, oh, here's a horde mode, and it wasn't even kind of like nicely implemented. It was just basically like, oh, here it is, set up your turrets, let's go, and and in Assassin's Creeds and things like that, where they just throw a whole bunch of side missions and just, oh, there's so many variations and there's 30 weapons and 50 variations, and you'll be fighting all these different enemies and stuff. It's just simple, and that's what I appreciate about that game. So I was happy that won Game of the Year. Red Dead could have won Game of the Year also. I didn't finish it, but God of War needed to win, needed to be recognized. Like, it's a shame Spider-Man came out when it did, but also I think Spider-Man would, because of the license and stuff, it might have been a little like, oh, is it just getting it because it's Spider-Man? I think the license might have gave it a little kind of weird thing in the things, but I think that was another top-notch game. It's a shame Detroit didn't win. Those were my 3 games that I really liked. I said I'm playing Xbox. Unfortunately, the Xbox games this year were just not good. Forza being that, but Forza's Forza, and I'm glad it won. But it's sort of like just the one thing I have to say about the Game Awards with that is I think it's very bad having Aaron Greenberg accept the awards for Forza. He does it all, like, when they win it. I don't know why they have Greenberg doing it. He's not a developer. And I think Microsoft really needs to get the devs out there and talk. Like, the Playground game development head should have went out there. I know the Turn 10 guy goes out there a lot, that I forgot his name offhand. But I do think that it's a disservice to the studio to not have somebody from there, the Forza team, out there accepting the award, talking about the passion and talking about what they did. I don't think Aaron Greenberg did a good job on his acceptance speech. I thought that he sounded, I think somebody tweeted out, I don't know if it was Kofi or somebody was like, Aaron Greenberg's acceptance speech sounds like his tweets. Like, he's like, and it's doing really well in Game Pass, and it did well on here, and the launch day 1 in Game Pass, and the new expansion's coming out, and it's like, that's not an acceptance speech. Yeah, you're right, Sal. Yeah. He didn't even thank Playground. He's like, I'm accepting this on behalf of the studio. That it was very, very, very weird. And he basically used it as a marketing pitch for Game Pass and statistics and selling statistics. I'm like, really? Get the fuck off the stage. You're going to talk about sales, because Sean Layden's probably in there ready to laugh at your ass. But I just feel that, they need to get their developers front and center. And I hope when they have these development studios and stuff like that, even Matt Booty should have been in there accepting the award. I don't know why Greenberg was there accepting the award. Like, even Booty should have been there accepting it. Or Phil. Like, I just don't understand why Greenberg, out of breath, going up there accepting that award. I thought that was just not right. Because I wouldn't like, Sean Layden walk up there and just be like, yeah, thanks, I'll accept this for God of War and the studios and stuff like that. No. Corey went up there with all his team, his voice actors, like a movie studio, like an award show. You don't send out Greenberg in there with a friggin' Forza t-shirt on, going like in jeans and shit. Like, he wasn't even dressed properly. Like, it's just so fucking weird. Like, I don't know. It just seemed kind of like it just seems so unprofessional. I think even Phil accepting it would have been classier than Greenberg going out there and just saying, like, it's in Game Pass and we got the new expansion coming. And it's like, accept the award for the hard work that those people did. And how they made Forza for Horizon 4 better than Forza Horizon 3. Like, oh, with the online seasons, and that was a challenge, and I'm so glad that it persevered and people like it. Like, there's a lot of things I'm sure Dev would love to say. And it's just unfortunate that they just, trucked up Greenberg to crawl up those stairs, heavy breathing, telling us about sales and Game Pass and the expansion pack. It just shows that they don't seem Microsoft's disconnect. And that's always been, that is the basis of this fucking channel. That's the basis of my fucking channel. It has nothing to do with with fanboyism and any bullshit like that. It has to do with the disconnect that Microsoft has with their fans and with their group, with the Xbox particular. Make us respect the studios. Sony makes people respect their studios and treats them like movie studios. Nintendo has their developers speak about their game. That Smash guy talked all year about his game. And that's how you sell a game. That's how you hype up a game. You don't just talk a week before and shoot a guy out of a cannon for Sea of Thieves or show us a submarine a week before on Mage and Nelson's hokey dokey fucking stupid ass show. Stop it. Stop disrespecting the game. It's amazing because you want to grow the industry, but I feel like you disrespect it. And you treat us like we're fucking numbskulls. We are grown-ass adults investing money in a product. So when you win an award, you fucking treat it maturely. But you're right. I think Hussein, I said, you're right. Greenberg and Major they're fucking goofballs. And they're ruining the image. Like, I think Phil is genuine in his talks. I think Phil could talk and is genuine, but we're going to get to what Phil, I just don't like what comes out of Phil's mouth. I do think that he does speak to the gamer, though. I just don't like the shit that comes out of his mouth, though, because I think, again, it's a disconnect. But that Greenberg up there, I think it did just a disservice, especially if Playground Games is the studio that is making Fable. Man, you should get those people up front and center on that stage with all those people watching, saying, these are the people that I don't even know who the fuck made Forza. I have no face to go with Playground Games. Like, I don't even know who made it. That who are they? Who's their studio person? Who even knows? You got fucking Greenberg accepting this shit. The marketing guy. Come on. Who accepted? You know what? Who accepted the Astrobot Award? Let me see. Did they? Who did? Oh, I had this thing. I had to see who did the Astrobot, because that I voted that game as being a really good one. The Astrobot was awesome. I played that game. It was really good. But I just think, again, we are mature gamers. Yeah, we do all fuck shit and all stupid shit on Twitter and goof around. And some people, there are a couple of screws loose and they go crazy. And there's fanboys on both ends. That's why I never go at anybody for how they feel about it. You like your team. I'm not going to go to an Eagles fan and go, yo, you suck. No, I'm not going to. You, that's what you do. You like the Eagles. That's fine. I'm the Giants. Giants suck. But I'm not going to, people have their preference. That's fine. And that people that go on platform agnostic, those are people that don't give a shit about gaming, really. Because you definitely are in it. Like, if you just casually watch football, I like the team in red. I'm going to make them win. I'm going to root for them. But if you're into football, hardcore into football, there's no fucking way that you like every football team. And if you're really into gaming, you have a preference. Whether your preference was Dreamcast, whether your preference is Nintendo, whether your preference is Xbox, whether your preference is Sony. You have a preference if you're in this shit. If you're listening to this, you have a preference, okay? No neutral shit, okay? Because there's no way. You could play on everything, but you got a preference. You might not feel passionate about your preference in another one, but you do have a preference. Because if you weren't in this thing right now, you would just be like, I don't give a shit. I play a game. You'll probably be playing on the phone. But anyway, I digress about it. But otherwise, the Game Awards, I think they did a good job. Too much music. I was glad Astrobot won. Speaking about the VR, again, a category for VR. I've said it multiple times. I get laughed at. Microsoft, dick in their hands, no participation in any VR anything. And Sony has run away with the VR industry right now. As small as it is, it exists. It has unique games and damn good ones. All right. These are not no Connect bullshit games. These games that are coming out for the PSVR, Beat Saber, Astrobot, Morse, Far, what is it? The fucking Far, I always call it Far Point, but that was last year's game. Far Point, the Fire Team. These are legitimate, good ass VR games. Creed, I haven't played Creed yet. They just added the Dolph Lundgren son in it. But these are good games. It's a category. And it's something that Microsoft has no developer mind share. I talk about it all the time. Developer mind share. Developers are the gasoline for the car of gaming. Developers are that. And if you do not have development supporting your product or what you're doing, then you cannot roll. You cannot drive that car. Your gaming comes to a halt if you do not have development for it. Development in technology and developers, if you are an app store, if you are a Windows store, if you're a console, if you are anything, it's all about the developers and development and apps. And they're making money, you're making money. One hand washes the other, and two hands wash the face. My grandfather used to tell me that. And that's what happens. That's how business works. You have a great ecosystem, people making money from your ecosystem, everybody's happy. But if you're making an ecosystem and nobody's making it, and they can't be successful, that's a problem. And VR, Microsoft is non-existent. And everybody who's a fan of Microsoft, hopes that VR just dies because Microsoft has no foothold in it at all, or even contribution. The whole virtual AR, VR, Microsoft just said no thanks because they're interested in cloud. Because guess what? They missed the VR train. They missed it. Grandpa Gears, yeah. But, thanks, Daniel. Yeah, like that's the thing. They missed the VR train. They had nothing in development. Sony came out with a VR. The HTC had theirs. Oculus had theirs. Microsoft's like, oh, we're a year or two behind. And they just abandoned it. Now they're trying to chase the cloud. Well, Google's already there. Amazon's getting there. Apple's already with Apple Cloud, iCloud. Like everybody got it. So again, late to the party. And then, just to go off on one of the other things, but we can get into that because they're talking about the developer stuff. But just before I leave the Game Awards, I thought, Corey's speech, on the game direction and the speech that they had at the end, I definitely feel that, that was really good because the developers have to go out there and say it as the industry. And I know, and there's some funny shit that went on. I do think the biggest thing that came out was the big three. And I know the motif was like, hey, gamers unite. Why we pick sides and all this other stuff. And having the three of them on stage, I thought was really great. And that's fine. That's just like the handshake of a football game. You respect the other team. But guess what? When that whistle blows and that ball gets kicked, I'm coming for you. And we're going to kill you. 10-10, 10-0, 12-0, 15, 30. We are coming. We're competing. And then at the end of the game, when the whistle blows, I'll shake hands, respect my opponent, and move out. So they could be up there on stage together, shaking hands, taking pictures, all that other stuff. But guess what, man? When they turn around and shake your hand, yo, you got that exclusive? Get over here. Yo, you got that game? Get over here. I want that over on my platform. Everybody's doing it, except for Phil. He decided to get a Devil May Cry demo. And Capcom gave him a Devil May Cry demo. And then Reggie was like on stage with all of them and then comes out and goes, oh, yeah, guess what? I got a Marvel game exclusive. Marvel Alliance 3 just coming to the Switch. Whoa. Shit, man. So Sony got a Marvel Studios exclusive. So does Nintendo. This is something I've been thinking about. And I guess this is the reason why I'm all over the place. Stuff like that, guys. But I kind of think that Microsoft is getting a lot of these kind of ports, like that Final Fantasy thing. I do think that because the Switch, so a lot of this stuff was on the Sony platform. I think Final Fantasy was another one of them. But I do feel that because the Switch is being successful, developers are now, hey, let's put it on the Switch. Oh, and let's also put it on an Xbox. I feel like that's like the tertiary group. But you got to look at how the Switch has been growing. It is getting developer mindshare. This is what I said. That's why you need to invest in the console. Microsoft's trying to do this whole kind of fluffing the numbers, like a fluffer. Going well, if you develop for us, you also get all those millions of people sitting over there on Windows 10, and you get the 40 million, 35 million on Xbox, and then you could put them on both platforms, cross buy, you could play with each other, one of those deals. Meanwhile, Nintendo, Reggie comes down there, slaps his hand on the desk, going, "We are selling at an astronomical rate. We're going to pass the second place Xbox right now. People, it's flying off the shelves. We got all these games coming. Smash is coming. A Metroid's going to come. We're going to probably come out with more exclusive games. I can even drive more console sales. Come get your third-party shit on here." And then Diablo, fuck, let's put Diablo on a Nintendo platform. There's a reason why. It's because it's selling. It's because it's selling at a great rate. There's a reason why Sony got a lot of the exclusives. It was selling at a rate, and the people would say, "Well, choose a platform. We don't have enough. We don't have time to make for both of them. Well, we can make our deadline. We'll choose one. We'll choose the one that's selling better." And every time Phil gets on, and it was from my previous show, I want games everywhere. Well, you go in games everywhere because you're not successful on your games right now on your platform. So you got to go games everywhere. You got to sell off your assets. You got to basically dilute yourself, stretch yourself real thin. When they should have went the other way and went inverse. They should have kind of said, we're doubling down on the core gamer, giving them what they want. Give them Gears expansions, Halo expansions, brand new IP, brand new studios making AAA, quadruple A, AAA content just for the hardcore gamer, the people that have been waiting. What's up, Bows? How you doing, man? And Sick, what's up, man? Thanks for the shout out. But it's like they should have did that. They need to develop internally and make their studios and make their stuff and satisfy the core gamer. And we're going to get into the last thing of the Game Awards, which was Phil Spencer on the chat, right? He got on there. And a Persona 5. You don't turn into me with news. I do a commentary on the news because there's so many places that just regurgitate news. Persona 5 as the character pack for Smash Brothers. I definitely think Banjo's probably going to come. That Persona 5 was a great move because I bet you got a lot of Sony people interested. And I even hear there's a rumor that Persona 5 might be going, or Persona is going to be going to the Switch. But that's a good move. And if they could do Banjo, that's another move. Because if you think about it, Persona was on the PC and on PlayStation, and bam. Now you got a character that they're trying to get people. I love that they did Smash Brothers cross Persona. It's like, it's one guy, though. But still, it's something that's real. It was something that's good. And if they do Banjo, they'll grab the Xbox guys to come over. Like, hey, you want to play Banjo? Microsoft's not giving you no fucking Banjo game, but we'll make you play Banjo in Smash Brothers. That's all competition. That is all smart moves. Those are the moves that I think Microsoft just fails to make. And they're not vindictive. They're not they're not mean. They don't make people go, gaming is such a volatile. Gaming is such an evil area. It's competition. That's all it is. and it makes you as a platform holder something unique to play, something exciting to play. And it makes you say, I want to invest in this because this is where the action's happening. This is where they're delivering content, owning on this, because we know exclusives matter. Because if everything was across everything, Persona's not on PC. Sorry about that. Was not on PC. Well, let's see. I got Persona 5 was on PC. Well, yeah, but anyway, thanks, Sick. But Persona it's more of a PlayStation thing, which definitely makes people go, I'm not getting no Smash. I don't want to play that Smash shit. Yeah, they still don't have Waluigi. That's right. What's up, Infamous? How you doing, man? Welcome. Yeah, they still don't have Waluigi for Smash. Yo, he'll probably be one of those things. Yeah, right. Phil's on. Every time I see Phil going to Japan, you're gonna get my gif of the guy that's sitting on the fucking plane going back to Japan. But yeah, but anyway, that's a smart move. Nobody's sitting here going, "Fuck you, Reggie! You're contaminating the fucking video games. Games for everyone. Kumbaya, light the fucking fireplace. Get the marshmallows." It's all about gaming everybody. Yo, get your rainbows out. Holy shit, dancing in the street. Fucking hippies. Get the fuck out of here. Those moves don't do. No, but that is competition. That says, hey, there's 3 different consoles here. They all play the same games from the big third parties. The Switch, maybe not as many and not as good. But why do you own that one? Because of green versus blue? Nah, there's got to be reasons. And that's called exclusives. And I thought it was pretty, like, now we get to Phil Spencer's thing on the Game Awards, where he said his, I just don't understand. Oh my God, Phil Spencer, man. I don't know why he makes those faces. Like, he just kind of looks like, I don't know, man. He looks like not prepared, like uncomfortable. I don't know. But yeah, what he said, what did he say here? Game Pass. Which is amazing is that nobody cheered for Crackdown. How's 18 been going for you guys? Yeah, we had a pretty good year. We do better. We had a pretty good year. We had a pretty good year. Oh, we could do better. It's like, what the fuck? I was like, oh my God, like, he was talking about XO18. He was talking about XO18, man. Oh my God. I don't understand it. Like, I appreciate him being honest, because if he was like, we had a fucking amazing year, we dropped amazing things like Sea of Thieves and shit like that, I would have been like, whoa, somebody check his pulse, because this guy's on fucking drugs. But man, we can do better. I don't know if that came loud enough. Let me know if I got to play it louder. But yeah, it's like, yeah, we can do better. I was like, oh shit, yeah, that's right. There's a whole reason why I'm on the fucking YouTube. And what kills me is that you can do better, but you can't do better. Like, I don't understand it. It's just hilarious. It's like, we can do better. Like, I just don't know. I don't know, man. I am so fucking confused as to. I know what he wants. I know what they want to do. I just don't know how you can't be just real with it and just be like, yo, we got, and I think Frog says this a lot. I think, and shout out the Frogs, but he goes like, why Like, why? Like, they have injected so much Microsoft into Xbox. Like, they had failed the Zune. They tried the Zune. They tried Groove versus Spotify and Apple Music and Google Music. They tried Connect, which was something different, but they couldn't get the developers there. They try and Connect. I won't put that on the side, but it was like Microsoft banned. They tried to capitalize on the Fitbit and the smartwatch and Apple Watch, and they put the band, and the band 2 was done. And Microsoft has this notion of like either being late to the party and trying to say, hey, me too, me too. And they're like, there's better options out there. Sorry, Microsoft, late to the party. Or they're either ahead of the game, but can't sell it for worth of shit and can't get devs on board. We were laughing in 2013 about yelling at our TVs. Xbox on, Xbox volume up, volume down, snap. Who's yelling at their TVs? Now, got Google and Lexus in every fucking room. Screaming, what's the weather? Who won the game yesterday? Turn on my shit. Stream Netflix movies. Just yelling at shit. All around the house. But we were goofballs in 2013. Right? Because Microsoft made it look goofy. And Microsoft didn't implement it properly in a way. Because they attached it to a fucking camera that was looking at your heartbeat and your fucking skin and your arms and your legs and your movements. And look what they're doing. And then they're like, you know what? Nobody like yelling at Xbox. We're going to do Cortana. Cortana. Yeah. How's she doing? Think she's about to go rampant soon. Exactly. And everything in the house has ads. Your Fire tablet has ads all it's all over the place now. But Microsoft was trying to lead that. We're talking. That was visionary. And then Cortana came, and that was an assistant. But they had it tied to Connect. And then they got rid of the Connect and said, oh, it's going to be on your headset. I don't understand. I say it to this day. Why didn't you just incorporate a microphone into the controller? Bowsmoo says, I got a noise complaint playing Rise and the Connect yelling fire. Yes, with the artillery. No, and I thought the best feature of that stuff was Xbox Record That. That was awesome. It was at least something that they could have it was at least quick. Like the share, but I still think the share button is great. But at least it was something. Xbox Record That. You know what I mean? Like it was so cool. But if you're like playing loud stuff, like sometimes you'll be yelling, Xbox Record That, Xbox Record That, and it wouldn't do it. But then it got worse. Like as they kept updating it and trying to fix shit, just like Windows. Just like Windows. We're gonna add Windows Update 10 fucking breaks Windows Update 9. It's like, huh? My shit was working before. Well, we fixed the other shit we fixed the other shit, but we broke the old shit. It's like, but wait, it was Snap worked. Well, no more Snap. Too much memory. And then they try to do Cortana. And then they stopped doing the Connect. So they removed any type of voice input. Now they say use your headset. But if you don't have a headset, who's going to plug their headset in to say, I just want to say something to my Xbox? You know what I mean? If that's what it was. PlayStation had it where you say PlayStation with the camera and all that other stuff. But it wasn't like the thing that Microsoft made it out to be. Like this is your entertainment control with your voice. And look at the Amazon Firebox. It is basically a Connect without the camera. You tell it to rewind, open this app, and this. And it's a voice control with Alexa, and it controls your Fire TV. But Microsoft was too early. They fumbled. They couldn't justify. Connect had no applications for it. It was more of like, and Skype, another company that Microsoft bought, Skype. You're going to be doing Skype chats. I was imagining little video inputs. Like, you know how when you're playing I thought in Titanfall, this is real. I thought Titanfall was going to have, the little capsule when people give you missions, they have like a little like video of them in the corner. I was like, holy shit, they're going to use Skype and they'll have your friends popping up. As they talk to you, their video will pop up in the corner, like when they're giving you missions in those games. Just like a Google, like now you can say, and what happens, Google Hangouts killed Skype. But basically, like, I thought that was going to be it. The implementation with Snap. I was like, oh, if they get that Snap bar away, your friends will be popping up in Skype. You'll be in a Skype chat, and you'll see a little video of them like, go, go, go. Like, nope. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. And it's gone. It's all gone. It's gone. Connects out the window. They're separating Cortana out of the search bar. They're embracing Alexa now. So, when I talk about this shit, Command the Comp at 360, have video chat while you play. I thought Skype was going to be the next thing. Exactly, Infamous. Exactly. Fuck, Uno had it. Even though there are too many dicks in Uno. I don't play that shit. But that 360 camera was a fucking dick camera in Uno. But fucking Uno had it. But you're right. Command & Conquer had that. I remember that Command & Conquer shit had the videos. But again, they're taking Cortana now out of the search bar, where Google's embracing Assistant on their Chromebook, Siri's on this. Cortana's going to get out of the search bar. So they're not going to... Remember Cortana was essential to Windows 10? Cortana was essential to Windows 10. It was essential to Xbox. You can ask, Cortana, find my friends online, please. Find my friends. Are they in a party? Invite my friend to my party. Now Cortana's like, I don't understand that. But now they want you to use Alexa on Xbox. Can't beat them, join them. That's the motif, right? So if you're late to the party, you just join the competition. The problem with Microsoft right now is Satya's thing is that he wants to create Skynet. He wants them to be self-sufficient AI, and he wants to be a Trojan horse on everybody else's shit. But he doesn't want to make his own shit. He basically wants just to make the AI or just make the feature and just milk off everybody else's work. We're just going to put it on iPad. We can't make a good fucking tablet. So you want to know what? Let's just put our shit on an iPad, and now we can see the benefits of it, because nobody's going to buy a Microsoft bullshit. And some of their hardware is good. Surface is great. But like the thing that killed Surface is that they sell it without the keyboard. And it sucks as a tablet because Windows 10 sucks. The App Store sucks. Nobody's making beautiful apps that you see on an iPad. Nobody's doing it. That's why the tablet experience on an iPad is better than a Surface tablet. Surface tablet does not do that. So this is where I mean, like, Microsoft just cannot, they need development support. But anyway, this leads into we can do better, right? He says he's going to fix the Windows 10 store. Well, guess what? On the whole motif of everything, of either Microsoft being late to the party and too bad there's better options, or too early and we can't sell worth the shit. Well, now we come to, I'm going to fix the Windows 10 store, just like he said in on the XO18. My next mission is to fix the Windows 10 store. I hear it's bad. Well, guess what? Epic comes in and says, fuck your store, fuck your games, fuck Windows 10, fuck you WP, fuck Play Anywhere, fuck crossplay, fuck your shit on Windows 10. We got the Epic Game Store. And let me tell you something. Do you think, and I asked the chat, and thank you everybody, I had 19, 20 people watching. Yo, I appreciate it. I know it's a Friday night and shit. But let me ask you something. Do you think, not even 2 years ago, I would say last January, yeah, maybe I would say 2 years, fucking a year ago, right? If Epic Games launched a store in February 2017, would it even make a fucking news? Would it make anything? They had Fortnite, regular Fortnite, $30, $20 Fortnite, not the Battle Royale. That's the key. Would Epic even have, and people be like, what? Epic? You're making a game store for what game? But what happens? What happens? Let's see this, the Epic store, right? PUBG fucks up on console. Epic adds Battle Royale to Fortnite in September of last year. PUBG went exclusive in preview program, broken ass shit, missed the whole console market. Now, granted, Microsoft said, hey, you got all of us preview program. Yeah. Well, guess what? Fortnite was free. Battle Royale was free. And it was on everything. It was on PlayStation and it was on Xbox. And it was free. And then Fortnite became the thing that it was. It is huge. And Fortnite is a moneymaker for Epic. With that game, a game that people, as I always say, want to play. Now, you might not want to play it. You might think Fortnite's shit. I'm not a religious Fortnite player. I play occasionally to look at the shit and stuff like that. But we can't deny that it is a monstrous game. Right? And it's making tons of money. Season 7, all other shit. And it transcended gaming and it's like very popular. But with that momentum of Fortnite, they are able now to create the Epic Games Store, right? And just like Bow's Move says, Epic Game Store is already bodying the Windows Store. With that money, they now have a game that's driving people to download it. Now, remember, Fortnite was not through the Android store. You had to download it through the Epic launcher and all this other shit. They're making sure they're not going to get Google and Steam and Windows Store. They're making sure those guys don't get a cut. That's what everybody wants to do. They want max profits. So Epic's like, fuck that. You're going to come to our website and download Fortnite, and we're going to get all the profits, all the traffic is going to come through us. With that leverage, now they got the traffic going into Epic Store. Well, now they got the leverage to come tiptoe over to Microsoft, tap on the Ashen developers' shoulders, and say, yo, fuck Microsoft Store. Come put your game on our Epic Store exclusively on PC. And those Ashen developers come over here. And you know, for all the guys that just listening, I'm going to share my screen for a little bit because I would like to say what they did. And, you know, this is in development still. And I'm going to share my screen right here. And we're sharing, right? And we're sharing. Make sure. Yeah, we're sharing it. There you go. 844 games. December 7th. Let's see. December 7th. Ashen will release on Xbox One and PC at the same time. And Ashen will be part of Xbox Play Anywhere program. So you'll be able to play and take your saves across both. You can find out more about it here. This was on I'm sorry, this was September 17th. Yeah, I was like, December 7th. I'm like, wait a second. That means that they clarified. No. This was before Epic came in and tapped him on the shoulder. But look, it was a play anywhere. You were going to buy it on Xbox and get it on PC. If you did Game Pass, like I would do Game Pass and get the games on PC, this would have been a great game to do take my save, and I could play it on PC. Well, guess what? Epic comes in with their momentum. They say, hey, you're going to put it on our system exclusively on Epic Store. Well, that did not age well. And I said in my tweet, I guess we could add this tweet to the one where the State of Decay 2 devs said AAA all the way. So we got two fucking fuck shit tweets coming out of everything with that Microsoft work on it. September, Play Anywhere program. Xbox Play Anywhere program. Yeah. I knew it. I know him well. That Xbox Play Anywhere program. Let me get this thing stop sharing here. Let's show me this thing. Oh shit! All right, there we go. I'm going here. Sorry, guys. Run into here. Oh, here. Stop. There we go. Sorry about that. Sorry about all that chaos shit going on. But yeah, so there we go. So Epic came in, said, fuck your Xbox Play Anywhere. And Jez Corden on, Windows Central really is pissed off about it. And I don't blame him. What's up, Elish? How you doing, man? What's up, Benji? And Blue Homies, what's up? Blue, his home. But yeah, like, we got it right here. There you go. He refunded his thing. He refunded it. Jez Corden on Windows Central. He's like, I'm refunding until I figure out what the hell's going on, because Microsoft's not clarifying it. Greenberg crawled back into that fucking hole that he came out of. Major Nelson's still wearing the shades. And I love the photo of the two of them when God of War won Game of the Year, because I can't imagine one year Microsoft will win Game of the Year. I don't know. They really got to make some good games, and they should strive for that. But yeah, like, that is hilarious. Oh, yeah, I'll give you his article here. So I saw Jez Corden. So basically, it's on Windows Central, and he did an analysis similar to like what I'm saying about the whole Steam, Discord, Epic, and how Microsoft is just failing on Windows PC and Windows 10, and the leverage of Xbox, since they're not giving people, like, the Windows 10 store is a fucking disaster, and everybody's just doing their shit better, and they're making moves. Epic didn't come out there and go kumbaya, kumbaya, kumbaya. They basically came out there and said, fuck your Xbox Play Anywhere program. You're going to put it on our store exclusively, because guess what? We got that Fortnite traffic coming onto our website. Guess what? When they come to go, Fortnite, we're coming over to go Epic Game Launcher to play Fortnite and download all the new stuff. Oh, and they're going to see Ashen sitting there right there. And they're going to see a whole bunch of other games, Super Meat Boy, something. They got a lot of games. They're getting a lot of games in there. They got some pull. And that's the thing. Like, and this is the essence. The reason why I told that story, and I told about this, is that this is how it works. And this is where my rant in the previous video was, is that you don't make games for the services. You just make great games. And I know it's a business. And I know that the services are some of the things that fund the game. But you don't make it that obvious. And I said this so many times before, like, we know, and actually we know no more about Crackdown. Crackdown 3, State of Decay, Sea of Thieves. We knew more about that they were going to be in Game Pass, day one, Xbox Play Anywhere, cross-play, cross-buy, before you even know what the fuck you do when you get on that fucking Sea of Thieves motherfucking ship. But I knew how it was being sold, how it was going to be distributed, how it was going to be featured with cross-buy. I knew that it was going to be part of a fucking program. I knew it was going to be on Windows 10. I knew all that shit. But I knew nothing about the fucking game. Now we come to December 7th. And now ask yourself about Crackdown 3. What do you know? What do you did in XO18? What did they do? They flew Joseph Staten's ass down to fucking Mexico, fed him a fucking taco burrito, and said, get on stage, show a 1-minute clip, and say the cloud fucking works. I'm going back to Seattle. Tell me, what do you know about Crackdown 3? Please. We know Terry Crews is in it. We knew that it had some destruction in the cloud. And we know it's Game Pass. We know it's Play Anywhere. We know it's on Windows 10. We know it's going to be 4K. Because remember, that was an announcement back in, the fucking X came out because everything was getting announced at 4K. Which, by the way, where the fuck is that Minecraft 4K thing, right? Not that I fucking care, but, you talk about it, you sell it on Xbox launch day, X launch day, talk about Minecraft 4K, talk about it and waste my fucking time at E3 2017 about Minecraft 4K. And now we're going to 2019 and Minecraft's still not in 4K. Fuck that. I digress. You know that Crackdown's in 4K. Did we ever see a fucking mission in single player? Do you know if Terry Crews is playable? Does he give you missions? Do you know if there's any type of destruction in single player at all? Do you know what game types you'll be playing? Hell, did you even see a full game of multiplayer being played and know how it ends and know what the progression is? No, when I ask those questions, people say, oh, Judge, you got to wait. You got to wait. Meanwhile, let me ask you a question. How much do you know about Days Gone? Everything you know about Days Gone is the zombies, the mission structure, how your vehicle is going to work. Guess what? Doesn't that sound like gameplay? Doesn't it sound like shit that you're going to play? Let me ask you about Smash Brothers. All fucking year. Nintendo's been talking about it. You knew what characters are in it. You knew their fucking balance. It was crazy how detailed that shit went into. But guess what? It wasn't. They didn't sit there and jiggle their fucking controls around, going, "Oh, you're gonna play like this controller, and you're gonna use this controller, and you could take it on the road and do." No, it was all about the game. It was about what you're gonna do in the game, why you should be excited for the game. Has Microsoft done that for anybody out there listening to this video about Crackdown 3? Had they gone in depth with Crackdown 3? It comes out in a fucking month. We had the same issues with State of Decay 2, no talking about it until the week before it came out. And everybody's talking about the radius of the co-op. Because Microsoft didn't talk about the game. They didn't sell the game. And why do I go on this rant about this stuff? It's because if you make the game the thing, the other stuff will come. Fortnite was the thing. Yes, it might have been season 1, season 2, but when it launched, it was free and it was like PUBG. There was no seasons 1 to 7. There was no monetization yet. It was free. And guess what? They slipped it in through the fucking back end. But guess what? It wasn't that obvious because guess what? People were tied into playing a decent game, a good game. Because I'm sure if Epic said, oh, we're going to come out Fortnite, we're going to have, before the game even came out, they would have got on Twitter and be like, yeah, it's going to have season 1 and it's going to be microtransactions and you're going to be buying loot and you're going to be buying characters and buying like this, and then building, and then we're going to add this, and you're going to buy more customization stuff, and we're going to have season 7, and then we're going to have loot boxes that you can't earn, and you're going to have to buy with real money, F-Bucks and T-Bucks and shit like that. Now, if Epic led with that discussion, what will happen? Yeah, exactly, Bowsmoose. Crackdown was just a Terry Crews commercial. That was the big thing. Did they even show gameplay at the Game Awards? No, they showed fucking Terry Crews talking to Terry Crews. And they showed the same fucking trailer that they showed at E3. But if Epic led with all that discussion, the shit that's in Fortnite right now, people will be like, oh, microtransactions, I'm not playing this game. They would start going hate on it. But instead, they say it's free, go play it. And then they slip it in, and they get people hooked. And then they slip it in. They don't make it obvious. Like, I'm not saying get rid of all the business aspects of it, because I know people say it's a business. They make money. Of course. But when you lead with that, when you talk about all the services, the features, the Game Pass, subscription, subscribe, and not make it about the games, then there's not going to be any interest in that. Ashton and below, we talked about Aaron Greenberg disrespecting being up there and not having playground games accepted. Ashton and below needed a feature. You had XO18, a bunch of fucking idiots yelling and screaming over all the news, and you sat up on that stage and talked about fucking Minecraft, cats and dogs and cars and shit and ass and holes and fucking Minecraft stuff. But you knew that Ashton could be coming out next month, and below. You haven't heard shit about below in years. Nobody even knows what the fucking below is except people that are Xbox fans from 4 years ago. They showed it once. Nobody played through below. That game needs an explanation because it's a rogue type game. But when you look at it, you go, what the fuck is this little dot running around? XO needed discussions on Ashton and below. Instead, they had Chris Chawler out there going, we got some games coming out next month, but I can't talk about them right now. So they had Phil Spencer standing there, goofy ass smile, saying, we can do better. Saying, well, Ashton's coming right now, and below's next week. Not even, let's run a clip. Let's show what these games look like. These are console exclusives. Only on Xbox. Go buy a fucking Xbox, please. Nope. Name dropped and just said, we got a Devil May Cry 5 demo. Yay. The disconnect. But it's games first. You talk about the games. You don't talk about services. And when they announced back in January, services and Game Pass day one, I was like, please don't make the games for Game Pass. Just make great games and put them in Game Pass or sell them. Like, nobody's going to buy Ashen at $40. It's $40, guys. Ashen's $40. People see Game Pass for $1. Did that doing the game justice? Is it? Are you overpricing your game because you know it's not going to take off, so you throw it in Game Pass to entice subscriptions? Like, are we playing that game? Like, I don't know. But they're going 2 balls deep into Game Pass right now with not enough content. And I think the games are good that they're putting in there. But instead of making games for them for Game Pass, they should just make great games, and Game Pass will evolve. And people will subscribe if it's worth it. You bought a Sick Humor. You bought it for $40, but you bought it on PC though, right? I just think it's kind of weird, $40, and then and then what the Game Pass is. Maybe that's why they did it, because they didn't want to do $40 and then you get it on both. Maybe. I just thought it was kind of expensive for a game, but it's a rogue game. It's co-op. Who knows? But I was surprised to see it. But when you compare it, and I saw a lot of people just go, I'll just do it on Game Pass. I just do it on Game Pass, and it's like, but that's the thing. See, sick, yeah. Like, if you have $40 and PCs, and that's Epic. Epic says, hey, $40, you're paying it for right here. This is the only place to get it. Guess what? Now $40 is like, yo, that's what I got to spend to play this game. But on Microsoft, you got options, right? Options. $40 on Xbox Store or $1 Game Pass. Like, come on. Like, Game Pass and more. They're into some good games though in December. Like, Game Pass is getting good stuff. And I'm not saying Game Pass is bad. I just don't want Microsoft, and they said it before in the video in a whole many interviews that they bought these studios to make games for Game Pass. And I said it in my last video, the flywheel model. So I just think that it's it's gonna be interesting to see. He's already talking Crackdown 3, which nobody's clapped for. Where is that video? Where is it? What is he doing? Is it right here? Yeah, let's get it up. Let's hear this.
Sea of Thieves ship, State of Decay. Forza Horizon was great to see Forza Horizon 4 win an award. Ship the adaptive controller this last year, something I'm very...
That adaptive controller is great. It's great. And it should work with all consoles, work with PC. But I'm just thinking, like, I think a little like business. It's like you made an amazing controller for, disabilities, and it should work with everything. And that's amazing because, that is it. But just, I feel like Microsoft is doing a little too much promotion of that, because I feel like, I think that it would be interesting if they got hospitals or even rehab centers and stuff like that to, to partner with it and stuff like that. But I just feel like Microsoft's doing a lot of promotion of this controller, which it's like, I just don't like, again, your core game. I just don't understand. At every instance, they're just promoting it so much. Like, is it that difficult to know that there's this unique controller out there that works? Like, there's only one option. I don't know. I just think it's kind of, I just don't know where, like, it just seems like at every single time he has the microphone, he talks about it. He did it at XO18 too. He said the adaptive control again. It's like, why you keep reminding the Xbox fans about the adaptive controller? Like, this is something you should be promoting to hospitals and to rehab facilities and to vets and the VA and things like that. Like, get out there and do it. I don't know why you're at a wood show talking about it. It's just kind of just random. Like, I just feel like it's a little like, are you trying to just play so not? I don't know. It just kind of it's just weird. It's just weird how he name drops it all the time at every single opportunity. Which, I don't know. It's just kind of strange. Like, I'm like, it exists, and yes, market it, get out there. But that whole thing, that's not even the part. This is it. Yeah, of course.
It's been a good year, and news coming about Xbox. We saw the guys from Studio Wildcard up here. Atlas coming next year to game preview, right?
Yeah, I mean, we have a long relationship with Studio Wildcard. They were one of our earlier game preview teams. Game preview really helps developers, always trying to build programs to help developers. Our ID at Xbox program, Game Pass. I mean, all these things just to help developers reach as many gamers as possible.
Well, speaking of Game Pass, let's talk about that. What can you tell us about Game Pass? Seems like everything's coming to Game Pass now, right?
Yeah, we had Mutant Year Zero, people playing that game this week, launched into Game Pass. We have Ashen launching right now into Game Pass, which is incredible.
Yeah.
So people are going to go play that
Below
game
next week.
Below next week. Kingdoms 2 Crowns next week. All of those in Game Pass. All part of Winter of Arcade. We mentioned bringing Winter of Arcade back. It's great to have all those games coming and launching both for sale and into Game Pass. Get as many players as we can.
I love you guys supporting the smaller studios. Same thing with me here at the awards. We want the big games and the small games, and that's what makes this industry so vibrant.
See, Dead Cell's up. Dead Cell's such a good game.
I know. Congratulations to those guys winning their award. 2019, obviously lots of big stuff coming from you guys. What can you tell us about 2019?
Yeah, we got Crackdown 3. We're going to be launching that. We've got Gears 5, which would just be incredible. One of my favorite franchises that's come out this generation for us, Ori. Seeing the next Ori come out. You know, it's going to be back here at E3, which will be incredible right here in this theater. I mean, it's going to be 29. This year was an awesome year for gamers, and I look at next year, and I think it's just lined up to be yet another better year.
All right, and also, what you talk about?
There you go. It is what it is. It's Crackdown. Poor Crackdown. They should have said, and we're going to show an amazing exclusive trailer right now of Crackdown that you've never seen before. And I don't know. It just seems like there's just like it seems like they just have this checkbox like name drops, and it's just so it's just so I don't know, it's just so weird. It just seems like every time it says it just has the name dropping of Game Pass, Adaptive Controller, Crackdown 3, we've been hearing about it for so long, Gears 5 they're committing to next year, and Ori. So right now there's your lineup of those 3 games, Ori, Gears 5, and Crackdown. That sounds like what they're going to give us next year. You know, I just like get me excited about it. I just hate all the talk. Like, how do you talk and talk and talk? Gears 5, you didn't show anything at XO18, nothing at the Game Awards about it, no additional trailer. The last trailer we got was back in E3. So what, the next time we see Gears 5 is what, E3 2019? CEO Gorks. Xbox should have Major Dalton as an award presenter with his white gloves. Yes, he could have been like the person that just holds the awards and hands them to the people that win it because he has the white gloves already. But it's just like, yeah, I just think there's so many missed opportunities. Now, granted, Sony didn't show any of their games. Like, they didn't show any Last of Us or Death Stranding, which I can't believe Death Stranding wasn't there at all. Unless that's going to be something else. The fact that Sony didn't show anything, I'm now thinking what Frog said is that they're going to probably have a spring showcase or something along the lines to show all their games. The Death Stranding, maybe Last of Us 2, but more of Ghost of Tsushima, because see, Sony will now show what these games do. They will now market these games and show why we should be excited for them, how they look, what you're going to do, how this is going to work. That's what Microsoft needs to do. They need to build. I just don't know why, and I said this yesterday, I don't know why they're so timid with showing their games and talking about their games and exclusive games that they have and embracing that exclusivity and showing why we should be excited, because I think that's the biggest problem. Because I think if you just think about it and just say it's exclusive, yeah. But you know what? Is it a good game that's exclusive? Is it something worthwhile? Get me excited about the games. Get me wanting to buy Ashen. Get me wanting to buy these games. Show me gameplay. Show me like in-depth breakdown of these games. Like what they did with Smash, like they did with Days Gone. Like I feel going into Days Gone, I know what it's going to be and some surprises. But with Crackdown 3, I have no fucking clue. Is it going to be fetch quest missions? Is it going to be just go kill a guy at top of a building? What is it? Is it going to be any destruction? Like, and when are you going to show it? You had XO18 and the Game Awards, and you have not shown anything new with Crackdown except a little multiplayer with stuff breaking. And then nobody was allowed to capture it because there was no coverage of it after the fact. Windows Central had a little bit of it, but nobody was really showing like in-depth gameplay like IGN, big websites, a Gaming Bolt, or anything. Nobody was doing shit. Playing end-to-end Crackdown multiplayer. They just gave some impressions. No video. I just think it's very bad. Like it's warning signs. CFDs had over a year beta. Nobody talked about it. You weren't allowed to. And then it just launched. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay. Same shit that was in the beta, except some more more stuff to buy. Aesthetics. And that other thing, that Atlas game, looks like what CFD should be, with all like dragons and full-bodied sea creatures. There's some fantasy elements in it. And that's maybe the guys that make Arc. Now it's going to be in preview, which I think is so funny that Microsoft gets a preview game for exclusive wise that actually is like Sea of Thieves. Like it combats their other exclusive. Like I'd say take what you get, of course, but it's just kind of strange. Like, you know, you kind of, you're kind of competing with yourself here. Maybe Sea of Thieves doesn't have it, but if this game really is that incredible, which who knows, it's preview again. I'm not a fan of this preview shit, especially when Microsoft really doesn't describe on, yes, the Kraken slaps now. And he could have showed that video, how the Kraken slaps in the fog. Still no Kraken body, just still sea dicks in the air. But like, this preview stuff, it's nice, but Microsoft doesn't really give a clear distinction of, when it's coming out of preview. You don't know if it's going to be more money when it comes out of preview. What's their intent of the developer? Like I always say, Steam breaks it down. You know what you're investing in when you pay $30, $20 for a preview game. You know what you're getting. You have some idea of some questions. With Microsoft, you're just buying it to have early access, basically, and say, hey, we'll just, yeah. So. But anyway, the last thing I wanted to talk about, end on a big positive note. But I definitely think Game Awards was good. Went on my rant about Microsoft. They got to do better selling the stuff, but it's really the games first. Games first. Stop with the services. I know you want those services. But you got to back the fuck off of those services and make the games be on the pedestal and sell the games. And the services will come with that. But stop just talking out your mouth services because that's dry. That's not exciting. Game Pass, Game Pass, Game Pass. What is it? What are the games? Oh, there's a whole bunch of games in there. It's the flywheel. That's what he says. The flywheel. And Phil, I brought back my tweet. And the Game Pass now is like, Phil Spencer's like outside the titty twister, like Cheech. We got good games. We got bad games. We got fresh games. We got this game. We got AAA. We got AA. We got shitty games. We got good games. We got games you wanted. We got okay games. We got some free games. We got games with no DLC, games that require Xbox Live. We got all these games. If we don't have it, you don't want it. That's basically how he is. And he's like, now you could buy Game Pass for only a penny, just a penny. And if you can find Game Pass cheaper than that, fuck it. I love that tweet. That was some funny shit, man. But that's what I think in my head. I think that's what he's like. He's outside of fucking Microsoft Studios going, Game Pass. We got all these games in Game Pass. He's just throwing shit in Game Pass. Throw it in Game Pass. If people play it, they play it. They buy more, they buy more. Like, focus on game development and hope your studios are doing that and making great games and respect the gaming studios. Phil Spencer, you ran Microsoft Studios. It should be about the games. Stop having corporate fuck you up with AI and cloud and all this other shit. Stick to what you know, and that is games. Stop with this whole services stuff. If you're going to do it, don't make it that apparent. Great games, services come. Just like what Epic did. Now, whether you play Fortnite or not, but Epic had the momentum of Fortnite. They made a game that people wanted. And now they could do whatever they want. They could open up a store. They could take Play Anywhere right from Windows 10. And now Windows 10 got Steam. It got Origin offering Game Pass before Microsoft could even offer Game Pass. Origin has its own Game Pass subscription, get games. Or EA got their own shit right now. Good job, Microsoft. They beat you to it. You're still trying to get Game Pass on PC. Epic just took your Play Anywhere Ashen right from under your nose. And Steam is still dominating on PC sales. And your Windows 10 store still sucks. And what you added now today was a game bar. So now when you hit the button, you can actually see your clips. Why is it so slow? Why are you taking forever to fix this shit? By the time you fix it, nobody's going to care. And the other thing with Windows 10 is like the reason why I vent about this shit and the developers and all that other stuff, development, is with Edge browser. The extensions took them forever to get the extensions. And the reason why I bring in the computer stuff, because this is Microsoft as a culture. When people say Microsoft's making money, they're making money. That's fine. And then you know what? The fact that they're making money is great. Like, fine. I don't give a shit. I don't want them out of business. But the fact that they're making so much money is so successful while you sit here as a gamer thirsty as shit. Because all they're talking about is services and you're waiting for them to make a fucking game. They're not even making deals. I saw people with the Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 on Nintendo Switch exclusively. People going, how did Nintendo get that? What did Nintendo do? Oh, they're paying that money. It's called competition. It's something Microsoft could have done. Why did Microsoft get an exclusive Marvel game coming to their platform? Like, that's the thing. We didn't have to start at ground zero with buying developers and taking 50-person studios and saying, hey, you can now expand now to 100 people and, we'll give you new computers and you could hire. And you didn't have to do that. You could have did maybe some of that. And then you could have went out there and said, Avengers, get the fuck over here, Avengers game. Square Enix, I want you here for a year. Get over here. And don't say shit. Get over here. I want you on Xbox 4K. Get the fuck over here. You're going to have a holiday bundle. We're going to have an exclusive Avengers console. Get the fuck over here. I want that game on my platform. Our gamers want that. Whoa. What's this game? Well, I want you. Put your game over here. Here's the money. I want exclusivity. Get over here. But then people say, but Jazz, it's not about exclusives. It's about multiplat. It's not about exclusives. Then what the fuck you call buying a fucking studio? If you're excited about buying a studio, then you're excited about exclusives. Because you're buying the fucking cow to get the milk. But they could have got a couple of exclusive gallons of milk and bought a cow too. But why is everybody excited? Like, why? I don't understand. If it's not about exclusives, then why are we excited if they buy a studio? Because you know that studio is going to be making games. Now, the funny thing is that with Microsoft, they could be making games for mobile, they make games for PC, and maybe Xbox. It's not guaranteed they'll just make it for Xbox. Not guaranteed exclusive just for the console. That's the funny stuff. Like, I think if Nintendo bought a studio, we know exactly where they're going with the game. Sony bought a studio, I know exactly where they're going with the game. Microsoft buys a studio, shit. You get Gears Tactics, Minecraft Dungeons, Age of Empires, Gears Pop. Oh, but that doesn't affect Gears of War 5 development. I would like Gears of War 5, Gears of War 4.5, and Gears of War expansion of what the fuck is going on, those 3 games on my Xbox console, than those other 2 fuck shit games. I would like 3 Xbox exclusives, please, rather than having 1 Xbox exclusive and 2 other bullshit games on other platforms. But that's asking too much. You know, I buy a gaming console from a fucking company. I expect games for that fucking console. Because I could tell you were sitting out there freezing your fucking balls off, waiting for that Xbox. Your pre-order in hand, online with other Xbox fans, lining up for the X event in New York City, shaking hands with Greenberg, it's a monster. running in there, grabbing your Xbox, holding it above your head. I remember my fucking Xbox was number 13. I was nervous because I said, that's a bad luck number on my fucking Xbox. Do you think I could get one that's numbered something else, Best Buy? They go, fuck you. Here's number fucking 13. I'm like, oh shit. This is a bad one. I waited a long time for this Xbox One. I want my console to be perfect. They fucking put a 13 on it. That might be some bad luck. This shit's going to break. Red ring of death. Oh my God. It wound up being fine. But that was the first thing I thought when they handed me my Xbox pre-order. But all those other people waiting, and you out there, when you lined up for your Xbox, were you skipping to the pre-order counter going, oh man, games are going to be everywhere. All the games, this console that I have in my hand, they're not going to make games just for this console. Games are for everybody. They had a bad juju. That's all right. Games are for everybody. You mean my PC at home, I could just play the same games on this console? What? You want to know what? Everybody bought that console for games for that console. People did not buy that Xbox for Gears Tactics on PC. People did not buy that Xbox for Gears Pop. People did not buy that Xbox for xCloud. People bought that gaming console and expected great games to be made for it. They didn't expect to turn on the news and hear the head of Xbox talking about every other fucking device except the one that you just paid for. So everybody that bought an Xbox and lined up, none of you had the intentions of the shit that Microsoft did. Microsoft did a fucking, what do they call it? Catfished everybody. They sold you a console, and then halfway through, they said, you know what? Let's stop poking a dick around everywhere else. The console, it's not that important anymore. And that's where I said, fuck you, Microsoft. You don't fuck around with that. I invested in 5 consoles. And when I buy those consoles, I expect games for those consoles. I don't expect to go to an E3 and go to a show and hear you interview. Every word out of your mouth should be fucking Xbox. If it's gaming, it's Xbox. But now all of a sudden, gaming is everything. Gaming is kumbaya. Gaming is fucking global dominance. Gaming is for Fred that sits on his phone over in fucking England and can't afford a console, or over the little Jeremiah and he can't do. Who? I just spent $500 on a console at fucking Best Buy. I don't give a shit about cloud. I want to know what you sell a gaming console, you make games for the console. You talk gaming, you talk not gaming for everyone. Then don't sell a gaming specific hardware then. Just sell a computer. But they got you. They got it. You bought the console. And they got you in the console. And they're like, yeah, you'll get games too. And he says it. Oh, the console, selling a console. I just wish I could sell more games. Selling the console is not lucrative. I don't care. Like, shut up. Shut up. You don't have to say that. Like, just stop it. Stop this game for everybody. Like, please. Satisfy the 35, 40 million people that bought dedicated gaming hardware, the elite group. Make games for those people, then start going outside. Like, shit. Come on now. Don't do no fucking catfish bullshit. It's all about the Xbox. All about the Xbox. And then when you buy your Xbox, it's like, it's all about everybody. It's all about everybody. You're going to stream on your phone. You're going to strap a dildo to your phone. And you're going to play on the toilet. And you're going to be playing on your PC when you go on to work. And then you're going to be playing your Xbox. And what's amazing is that sounds wonderful. You should be dominating. Forza Horizon 4 should be off store shelves because guess what? It's out there for so many people. It is on that console and is on the billions of PCs out there. It should be dominating everything. It has a huge install base, the biggest install base, bigger than the fucking PlayStation. You got millions, almost 1 trillion PCs out there that Forza could be purchased on. But Forza's not number one. Forza didn't dominate Game Awards. Forza's not all over the place. It has the biggest install base. It's huge. Bigger install base than God of War, than Spider-Man, than Detroit. It has a huge install base. Forza Horizon 4 is on every fucking PC, Windows 10 PC. Like, I don't understand it. Like, you know, it sounds great on paper. It sounds great when he interviews. And I read about Satya Nadella too. I read about him, and a lot of comments are like, he's a visionary. But when it comes to tactile and implementation, Satya doesn't do that. He's not good at that. Let's see. Talking a lot of theory. Oh, xCloud and dominating and Google, and dig yourself out of the fucking hole first, because right now you're not winning in anything. Google got you by the balls. Now Epic just walks in here and just kicks you in the nuts and takes your game from your Windows store. PC exclusive. Good job. And that's the other thing. When Microsoft says PC, there's Steam. Now there's Epic. Now there's Windows 10 store. PC is not even a fucking overall. Like, PC is still fighting for exclusives. So exclusives matter. So stop it. And that's why you're excited for studios. Exclusives matter. Just hope that Microsoft doesn't pull no rare bullshit with these studios. Let's hope these studios make the games that they should make and not have all the Microsoft bullshit injected into their game. And all I hear about from Ninja Theory is how they love UWP and crossplay was in the agenda and all that other shit before I even know about what the game is. But to finish on the last one, talking about great games. And I'm only going along. I appreciate everybody sticking around. Smash Brothers, man. I played for about 5 hours, 6 hours. First off, all those guys that they got, you got to unlock them all. And they just show up randomly as you're playing the game, which is pretty cool. But you got to unlock them all. But I tell you, thing that impressed me the most so far, and I know I haven't been playing Smash. The last time I played Smash was on the Nintendo 64. I didn't play it on the Wii. I didn't play it on the Wii U. So a lot of the levels, you know, might be different. But the levels, though, they're like a character in themselves. And I played it. I just never owned it. But, man, coming back to Smash after all those years, whew, that game is a celebration of gaming. The fact that they have all those icons and characters in there, like, that is the mashup of mashups. Like, it goes beyond Nintendo. And you know all the characters. They got Pac-Man. They got Sonics in there. Like, it is just crazy. Like, when I was fighting Mario versus Sonic, I'm like, holy shit, whoever thought this was gonna happen? Like, you know, I know Sonic's been in there, but like, it's just so refreshing. And the game looks great on the Switch screen, and it looks great on the TV. But they have, and also the music. They have they got music from every friggin' genre, every game that's in there, and then you can make your Switch a friggin' like MP3 player and just play it, which I think is funny. But they got all the songs in there, and so many support characters, and then they got the spirit stuff, which, you know, that's even crazy. Like their boosts and spirits, and you know, they're almost like Madden cards in a sense, like contract cards. Like, oh, well, this expires, you got to feed it. Oh, it lost, but tons of, and then on top of that, they got the single player classic mode, and basically every character has like a story, not a story where there's voices and stuff like that, but basically it's a fight and it builds up on the ladder, but you're fighting people that are basically in that realm. Like Mario's story was that he fights Mario, then Mario fights like Pikachu, but then he goes after he has to fight all the Bowser kids, and you fight all the Bowser kids, and then you fight Bowser, then he turns to Mega Bowser, which is pretty cool because it's kind of like a cool like a fighting game, arcade story, and everybody has their own like Pikachu, so they're all fighting people within their kind of their game, which is pretty neat. Now, of course, there's crossover and stuff like that, but it builds up to like they find a thing like what's his name? Kirby's gonna fight the Dede and do that, which is pretty cool. And then they have, and I do like the way that they have the Super Smash ability. It's not something that you gain over time, but a ball just comes on the map. And I apologize if this was in previous Smash Bros. I'm just talking about this one. It comes on the map, and then you got to like beat it up, and it bounces around the map, and whoever destroys it gets their super power up, which is pretty cool because like it's just another element. There's so much stuff going on. But man, what a game. I'm excited to see what more characters they're going to do. But it plays great. I still fuck Nintendo for the whole A and B reverse shit. Ugh, that drives me crazy. Coming from Xbox and confused the shit out of with A's and B's and a lot of stuff. But otherwise, though, man, I tell you, they did a bang up job on that game. That game is gonna have legs of legs. Is gonna and I even did the online. You have the 7-day online pass, and I have to say, fuck the voice chat shit. Hooking up to a satellite dish, standing on the roof of my house to talk to somebody online. Nah, bullshit with that. But playing online worked. You could wait. You could play the game while you're waiting. Like has background. Remember that was a bit of background matchmaking. Spectator mode. It does have that. And then, and I'm gonna tell you one thing too. That classic NES thing, because I just started doing it with my trial. Those games load up real fast. They look really good. They look pretty damn good on the Switch screen. I haven't seen them on the big screen yet. But like those NES games, man, just booting them up and hearing the main themes on the just brings back memories. And I could play Tecmo Bowl, and Super Dodgeball all day long. Like, man. Like those games are fun. But $20 per year, see what it is. The voice chat sucks. Like that's just takes forever. That's just ridiculous. But the content, I think Ninja Gaiden's coming out next week or something like that. The original one. Holy shit. I remember how hard that game was. The jumping, but I beat that game on the NES. But Smash Brothers, amazing. Recommend it solely. It's a game you should probably buy digitally, so you just have that massive game on your console. But Smash Brothers, amazing. I definitely think Banjo's probably going to be one of the characters. I think that's going to be something that's announced. Especially since they brought Persona over. But it'll be interesting if they tap into like Kratos or something like weird like that. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see who they get for those, because that is pretty good. It was a good surprise. But I definitely think, it's a great game. Amazing. And then to wrap up on playing, I just got Just Cause 4. I played a little bit of it. That game, is Just Cause. It's crazy. It runs a lot better, like frame rate wise. I'm playing on the Pro. And frame rate wise, like doesn't have the slowdown yet. We'll still wait on that one. But I just played it just for a little bit, and then I've been playing Battlefield, and Call of Duty, and then still doing some Dragon Quest, which I voted Dragon Quest because I think Dragon Quest is better than Ni no Kuni so far. I played about like 8 hours of Ni no Kuni too. I just couldn't get into it. I like the combat though, but Dragon Quest, I'm liking the story a lot better, and that's what's driving that RPG for me. And then otherwise, Spider-Man DLC. I got to finish the second one. Me and my son are finishing that one, but it's again great games, and that's what it's all about. And I think the Game Awards, to come full circle, show that, the great games. I didn't think there was any crazy. There was some weird wonky things and, esports shit. But the games that won, well deserved. And I think it was well respected. And there's a lot of game awards, but this one is becoming like kind of the year. And also too, listen to a lot of some of the live streams and stuff like that. People holding value to the game awards. I remember when first it was just like, oh, these are just Achilles. Like they just call them Achilles awards. Who cares? It's just him giving out. But now it's like, oh shit, they lost. Oh, they should have won. Oh, like, so it's gaining some leverage. And I think it was a great idea. I think it's good. I think it's gonna keep getting bigger and bigger. And and Microsoft, 2019 is coming. We can be better. We can do better. Damn right you can do better. And I expect you to do better if you're really serious about this stuff. Because what's scaring me, no, Nintendo, Benji, you know what? No, Nintendo didn't. I don't think Nintendo won. They didn't win Family Game. Overcooked won that one. Nintendo didn't win any awards. I don't think Nintendo won anything, unless there was something. Correct me if I'm wrong. I anybody in the chat. I don't think Nintendo won any awards. They didn't win Family Game. They didn't win the sports games. Mario Tennis didn't win. Which I still think the sports racing thing is stupid. Like, I think they should just put racing games in their own category and sports games in their own. Because I think Mario Tennis should have won. Like, Mario Tennis is a sports game, but, because I don't know if Forza won. Nah, Forza Horizon is a great game. Just, I said it before, if you listen early on, like, I just think Aaron Greenberg he should not be accepting awards on behalf of the studio. The studio should be accepting it. But Nintendo had some news, and they know Smash Brothers is going to be Smash Brothers wins best fight. I think next year best fight is in Mortal Kombat too. That got announced. That looks awesome. That looks so cool. I like Mortal Kombat, and the fact that it's coming out April too. Like they got their release dates going on there. And then the other thing too is the Far Cry. Just talking about games at the end. Like Far Cry got that Far Cry New Dawn. I'm gonna say, man, you listen. Sorry, man, you listen to Rand's stuff, man. Rand, man, he's a great dude, man, and that guy, he knows what he's talking about. I respect him a lot. He's a good guy, and he was telling me, hey, Far Cry. I'm like, oh, really? Yeah. And it came out. I tell you, man, Far Cry New Dawn. It's a sequel to Far Cry 5, but I do think it might be the same map because I think it happens in the same world as Far Cry 5. So it might be the same map, maybe adjusted, similar to like a Primal thing. Like, I know Primal wasn't related to Far Cry 4 at all, but, it was one of those things where it's a kind of like a spin-off where they use similar assets and stuff. This one, I think, but it looks very bright and cool, and it has customization. It's just more crazy stuff Far Cry is. I love Far Cry. I got to finish beating 5. Because I actually I completed the DLCs before I even did the main game. Because I did the Vietnam and I did the Vietnam and actually, you know what? I didn't do the zombie yet. I heard the zombie's like the worst one, but I didn't do the zombie yet. I did the Vietnam. I did Mars, but I didn't do the zombie one. I got to try that one. I heard that one wasn't that good, but I got to finish the game down. But the Far Cry New Dawn looks great, and it's coming out on February 15th. And guess who else is coming out February 15th? Crackdown 3, but it's going to Game Pass. That's what everybody says now. But Crackdown 3 comes out February 15th. So they didn't escape the big beast of Anthem and stuff like that. But, 2 open world shooter games. Yeah, we'll see. But a Game Pass, I think everybody's Game Pass in Crackdown. But anyway, I want to play some games too tonight. But I want to thank everybody coming out. Like, share the video. I know this was an impromptu one. I wanted to just give my reaction on the Game Awards, and Phil Spencer dropping some "We Can Do Better." And I know it's like a similar theme sometimes about it, but it's just every article, time, and just showing how Epic just came in there, swooped in, and just said, "Yeah, Ashen, like maybe they'll fix it. Maybe Ashen will go to Windows 10 PC and be Play Anywhere and Game Pass, but nobody's playing nice." Okay, you could attract as many gamers as you want, but You got to make content that people want to play. And then once you get them, when they want those games. They want that. You had that with Halo. You had it with Gears. You got to keep having it. You got to do it with other things. But you got that want. Like they got that Fortnite. Just everybody wants Fortnite, wants Season 7. That drive, they could do whatever they want. Sony's going to definitely reap the benefits of God of War being Game of the Year. It's like Game of the Year, exclusive, blah, blah, blah. Like, completely, like, I'm telling you, everybody's out there. It's competition. You can be friendly competition. You can be good buddies. Shake hands, kumbaya, respect. Not talking about trashing and fanboyism and yelling and cursing and hating somebody because they like something different. No, none of that shit. But you can be competitive to drive your product and make it exciting and make it fun for the end user. And stop having the end user have to make excuses for your lack of enthusiasm and content and excitement and salesmanship and marketing of games that could be great, but you're just not confident in them. And I said it before, like they say PC's getting Game Pass. They're confident as balls to the wall. But hell if we know more stuff about Crackdown 3. No. We won't tell you about that. But I can guarantee you that Game Pass is coming to PC and other devices. Guaranteed. You could talk that pie in the sky shit. Hell, xCloud is going to be in beta like in the springtime. Like this shit's so early right now. It's going to be early. But you're dropping content. Game Pass, cloud stream. Like you're talking all that shit. Confident as hell about your services. But what about the content? Why is the content taking a back seat? Why is the gameplay and the features and the story that you want to tell with that game, like Sony does? The story. We're telling a story here. We're selling characters. You're going to be emotionally attached to these characters. This is what you're going to be doing. Doesn't it look fun? Oh, look at That's how you sell a game. Sell the game to the gamer. The services are fine, but the game is what matters. And that's been my motif the whole time. My motto is just like, and every time I see them talk, it's more services. It's more about getting more games in people's hands, more, instead of quality and story and gaming as something that I should get excited for as a gamer that I want to play. I understand that you're trying to make it accessible so every Billy and Tommy and Fred could play all over the world. That's great that you're making it accessible to them, but why should they even give a shit that you're giving it out? If you're handing out fucking food that makes you throw up, nobody's going to want it. I don't give a shit if it's free or not, or if it's just sitting there that I could just get free samples. If it's horrible, nobody's going to want it. You can make it out there for free as much as you want. Hand it out to everybody. But if people are just like, oh, that's disgusting. That tastes disgusting. Not going to sell you a product. But if you make a great product and people are lining around the corner for it, guess what? You could charge probably triple the amount of money for it. You could do whatever you want because the demand is there. Simple. Great games. Great content. Brings the services. And you're there with the services, there with the monetization, you're going to do it. It's a business. But you got to lead with the games. Imagine if a movie... Then the last analogy I'm going to leave you guys with, the few that's sticking around in my post show. But like, you go to a restaurant and you are sitting there at a restaurant, you order a burger. Are you like, where was the cow that made this burger? I want to see the ingredients. I want the cow. No. You just want a great end product. You want the burger for what it is. You don't give a shit on how was the cow delivered? What cow did this come from? Like, the services are not what get you there. It's the end product. You're there for the burger. You're not there because, they're going to show you all the ingredients that they're making. You want to see all those ingredients put together and the story and it's going to tell. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming out. Again, this is Jez 7780. Grinds my gears. Another episode, too. Have a good weekend. Share and like the video. Subscribe. Hit notifications because you never know when I'm going to be doing these videos. Try to have some sort of organization to them. But you know what? I only can talk about stuff that I react naturally to them. And I see the stuff and I want to talk about it. I want to thank you again, everybody. And I'll talk to you soon. Jez out.